What are a project manager's main duties? Actually, each project has a goal, and the project manager duty is to achieve that goal or the business value of the project. That's as simple as it might sound, but it involves a big challenges and big responsibilities. So first of all, you need to understand your project very well. If you are new into the project or if you are already in the project and the changes are evolving, you need to understand what's your project and what's the goal of your project and what business value it provides. So this is very important. You could refer to the project charter or to the sponsor or whatever means you use, but you should always keep focusing on the target, on the goal of the project. So this is the first thing, understanding the project and working on achieving its objectives. Second, you are not going to work on the project yourself, so you need a team. And it's very, very important that you acquire and engage your team. Acquiring the best team is a key for success. Whatever the size of your team, if it's small or big, acquiring a good element and some people knowledgeable about the things that you are trying to create is very important to achieve the project goals. Over time, you are going to encounter difficulties with the team, they are going to interact with each other. And we all know the Chickman ladder says about the team performance. They start with the initiating phase until reaching the conflicting phase, then the performing phase, and then the adjourning phase. Once your team is acquired and managed, you need to think about creating processes. That's very important because, the project manager is responsible for making things in order. So, in order to make things in order, you need to create a processes and maintain those processes. For example, if you are following the agile approach, you need to maintain the practice of having the stand-up meeting at the same time in the same place. And you need to maintain the practice of doing a retrospective at the end of every sprint, doing a sprint planning, and etc. So this is the responsibilities as a project manager who is going to maintain the process. It's also important that you document the process. When I say that you document the process, it does not mean that yourself as a project manager should write down all the process. You can delegate this to someone else in your team. When you document the process, your team will get a clear idea who will do what and in what order. This will help them about understanding the responsibilities, understanding what we should do and at what pace, at what time, etc. When I worked as a project manager in a agile team or let's say Scrum Master, I used to document the process when working on GitHub. When we create an issue, in which column should we put that issue? Then when someone is working on this issue or task, they should move it to the doing task. And I ensure that everybody in my team, everyone is understanding the process and applies it correctly. So that's the third thing the project manager should take care of. We said that the first thing is understanding the project. The second is acquiring a good team and maintaining their engagement. And the third thing is developing the processes. Fourth thing is wider. As a project manager, you should manage the constraints. We all know that the project will face a lot of challenges and you will find that you will need more budget, for example. You will find that the deadline is very close and you might miss the deadline. So all these kind of constraints you have to manage. You might encounter someone who is doing a work which is out of scope, or a client is requesting something which is out of scope. How to deal with that? How to manage the priorities, how to manage these requirements. So your project might have external providers and you might reach out to them to negotiate a contract or to cancel a contract, whatever. So all this kind of stuff, whether it's a quality, it's a risk, it's a procurement, a schedule, scope, budget, all these kind of stuff are constraints for your project that you need to manage on a daily basis, and that relies on the project manager. As I said, the project manager is responsible, is the accountable, and they might have a team with them, which is usually called the project management team, who take care of this kind of stuff and report their work to the project manager.